This man made a medicine using tortoise, trees, and time itself. Welcome to Willy Wonka's lab. This strange idea comes from the invention of Vita-Wonk, a chapter from your class 7 English Honeycomb book by Ronald Dahl. What want to know how it happened? Let's find it out. But before that, please guys, subscribe to this channel. It is free and will take just some seconds. So let's begin line by line. Now, here before you read, who are the oldest people you know? What are the oldest thing you have seen in your house, in your city, town, or village? And how old are they? There are some grandparents or great grandparents in our family, and we know that they are the eldest in our family. So, someone in your family like this, remember them. Then, have you ever wished that you were older? Every little kid wants to grow older. When he is 4 or 5, he wants to be 10, 11, 12 because he thinks that growing older is a fun, right? So now let's go deep dive into the chapter. The invention of Vita-Wonk. Mr. Willy Wonka began by inventing Wonka-Vite, which makes people younger, but Wonka-Vite is too strong, so some people disappear because their age becomes minus. One person actually becomes minus 87, which means he's got to wait 87 years before he can come back to live. Mr. Willy Wonka must invent a new thing. That is the that is the pro- that is the problem which existed before this chapter, right? Now this problem and we need to see the solution. Mr. Wonka said, so once again I rolled up my sleeves. Rolled up my sleeves means be ready and set to work. Begin to work. Once again I squeezed my brain searching for the new recipe. I had to create age to make people old, older, oldest. Before he made people younger. Now he wanted to make them older, oldest. I cried, and for now the ideas were beginning to come. What is the oldest living thing in this world? What lives longer than anything else? A tree, Charlie said. Right, you are Charlie. Mr. Wonka and Charlie are the two characters here we can see, right? But what kind of tree? Not the Douglas fir, not the oak, not the cedar. No, 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 my boy. It is a tree called the Bristol cone pine that grows upon the slopes of Wheeler Peak in Nevada, USA. You can find Bristol cone pines on Wheeler Peak today that are over 4,000 years old. This is fact, Charlie. Ask any dendrochronologist. Dendrochronologist means a person who studies tree rings to find out the age of tree. We can make sections like dendro means tree, chrono means time, and logist means person who studies. So that started me off. I jumped into the great glass elevator and rushed all over the world collecting special items from the oldest living things. These are the items he is searching for and he will use them in his recipes. Read them carefully. In short, Mr. Wonka decided to take age from old living things like all of these and give it to the young people who want to grow older. Now this comprehension check, which is very easy. Mr. Willy Wonka is not a cook, though he is cooking some recipes that are for the purpose of invention. So he's not a cook, he's not a manager, he's an inventor. Wonka-Vite makes people older. So he invented Vita-Wonk to make them to make them younger. Means Wonka-Vite make them younger and Vita-Wonk make them older. Mr. Wonka wants to invent a new thing which will make people older, not younger, because earlier he made a thing which is called Wonka-Vite to make them older. Sorry, younger. Can anyone's age be minus number? No, because we grow up after we are born, right? And what does minus 87 means? They have given it here that that he has got to wait 87 years means he go back 87 years from his age. Mr. Wonka begins by asking himself two questions. What are they? These two questions are here, right? Um, what is the oldest living thing in this world is the first question, and what lives longer than anything else is the second question. Okay, the second part. Okay, all over the world, Charlie, Mr. Wonka went on. I tracked down, means found by searching for it. Tracked down very old and ancient animals and took an important little bit of something from each one of them for his recipe. Okay, a hair or an eyebrow, or sometimes it was no more than an ounce or two of the jam scraped from between its toes while it was sleeping. I tracked down the whistle pig, the bobbling, the Scroc, the polyfrog, the giant curlicue, the stinging slug, and the venomous squircle, who can spit poison right into your eye from 50 yards away. But there is no time to tell you about them all now, since he has done a lot of hard work. Charlie, let me just say quickly that in the end, after lots of boiling and bubbling and mixing and testing in my inventing room, I produced one tiny cup full of oily black liquid and gave 4 drops of it to a brave 20-year-old Oompa-Loompa volunteer. Now, who is this Oompa-Loompa? These are the small imaginary people created by Ronald Dahl, who work in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It means that these are the fictional characters created by the writer. Then, to see what happened, what did happen, Charlie asked. It was fantastic, cried Mr. Wonka. The moment he swallowed it, he began wrinkling and shriveling up all over, and his hair started dropping off, and his teeth started falling out. And before I knew it, he had suddenly become an old fellow of 75. Falling teeth, dropping hair, all these are the signs of aging, right? And thus, my dear Charlie, was Vita-Wonk invented. To sum up, at the end, Mr. Wonka has become successful in creating Vita-Wonk to make people older, as I think as an antidote for his Wonka-Vite, which make people younger, right? Now the question answers. What trees does Mr. Wonka mention? Which tree does he say lives the longest? Here are the trees named, right? The tree which lives longest is Bristol cone pine, which grows upon the slopes of Wheeler Peak in Nevada, USA. Okay, and the second question here is, how long does this tree live? I think 4,000 years, right? And we find it in Nevada, USA. How many of the oldest living things can you remember from Mr. Wonka's list? Okay, do you think all these things really exist, or are some of them purely imaginary? This is the list of that old things, right? And what do you think? Do they really exist? Some may, but most of them are imaginary. Okay. Now, third question is, why does Mr. Wonka collect items from the oldest things? Do you think this is the right way to begin his invention? Mr. Wonka collected oldest things because he wanted to make people older. And we think this is a comic or foolish way to begin this invention, right? What happens to the volunteer who swallows 4 drops of the new invention? What is the name of the invention? That volunteer grow old uh, till the age of 75, and the name of the invention is Vita-Wonk, right? This is the whole chapter in a slide or in a glance, okay? Go through it carefully. And if you want the written question answers of this chapter, then comment below in the comment box, okay? I hope you understand this chapter, guys. Thank you.